guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2019, and I'm really getting ticked off at iMovie here because I'm like recording and then it just like freezes and stops, and then I get notices that okay, anyways, I was doing a reading. There's been a lot of stuff that's come out in the news about UAPs. I had watched a video a few years ago, I think it was 2015 or so, of some footage that Navy pilots had gotten while they were out here in California off the coast of the Pacific of what they're calling UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. And it was fascinating because the aircraft or the unidentified aerial phenomena was able to descend from 60,000 feet to about above 50 feet above the Pacific Ocean and just kind of sit there and hover and fly over everything. And finally, the Navy has just come out and admitted that, yeah, those are real. And those aren't the only videos and footage that they have. I have my own thoughts and opinions on extraterrestrials or celestial beings. Feel free to open up a discussion down below, but I'm going to try to link those videos in the description box for you if you're interested to check them out to see what the Navy caught on film. So I was doing a reading and the camera cut off again. But the first reading, if I can remember it, because I lost all the footage, was saying that they've been visiting in secret, and they've been visiting in secret for a while, and there is a bunch of them. We got the fish and the garden central to the reading, so that is like a whole fleet, a whole school of them have been visiting this planet from far, far away in secret. So this spread here, I had done to see why they're visiting. So I'm going to share that with you and we can go over it together. So what we have here on the first row is the bear, the moon, the tower, the tree, and the sun. And then on the second row, we have the heart, the woman, the anchor, the stars, and the man. And what's very interesting is that in this reading, well, in the previous reading, they had landed right above each other, which would signal that these two are a pair. They're close to each other because they were right on top of each other. This time they're showing up a little bit separate, but they're still showing up in the reading. So central to the reading, we have the tower and the anchor. That could be talking about some sort of, the tower, when it's not talking about institutions, corporations, governments, enterprise, an actual building. It could be talking about borders or something that separates you from another person. And it looks to be permanent. So there's been some sort of permanent separation. And the question was, why are they visiting? And it looks like it has something to do with perhaps growing technology or growing and on this part of the reading, it's looking like growing technology with the tree over the stars. That's technology that's growing. That's roots that are growing. That's perhaps expanding and growing celestially. When the stars is not only technology and hopes and wishes and dreams and optimism and going in a new route and finding a new direction, the stars are outer space, the universe, being connected to the universe. Perhaps they're just exploring the universe and they have discovered life here in this galaxy, perhaps in the Milky Way galaxy. They've discovered life and perhaps they're exploring it. They've maybe perhaps completed a mission. This part of the reading is quite interesting because we're seeing the bear over the heart and the moon over the woman. This is almost like a very paternal matriarch type of person here. And what's very interesting as well is that we're getting the pair in this reading, just like we did in the previous one. I'll try to recreate it if I can remember it, so we can go over that again. But these two are a pair. These two are a pair. They're together. And she is crowned by the moon. He is crowned by the sun. So it's kind of like this person here, the female could be quite intuitive, almost psychic, if I'm using the moon to describe her. Intuitive, psychic, dreamy. Perhaps she has some sort of like with the moon nighting over to the stars, it's almost like telepathy sort of. But there's a very profound, like almost overbearing, motherly instinct with this woman here. The bear is food, power, strength, finance. It's your boss, is someone in a position of authority, but it's also the mother. So there's a motherly love here. And with the moon right next to it, it's like motherly emotion, motherly intuition. But it's almost, it's very caring, but it's almost overbearing in a sense. I don't see any bad cards in the spread, meaning that they're going to come and attack us. I don't. Even though I do recognize that some people in the scientific community are a bit scared, and they're kind of looking at our own history, as in, what the Europeans did to, in imperialism and colonialism, how every European nation has always invaded another country, and they've come with weapons, and so there is that natural fear from some in the scientific community that, these people are far more technologically advanced than we are. We should fear for our lives. Well, it is my view that if they can fly across or figure out a way to get across the vast universe, as huge as it is, whatever weapons we have is not going to be any match. So don't even go there. But it's like there's been a permanent separation, but they have identified and discovered life in this galaxy. And perhaps that has them curious. Let me see if I can recreate that last spread, if I remember it. This was here. I had the book right under it. I don't know what's causing, I really couldn't tell you what's causing my iMovie to just go bonkers and just like shut down for no reason. It's quite annoying because it doesn't even save the footage. Let me see. And then we had this here. We had the fish right over it. We had the stars. Where's the stars? Was it here? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, you guys. We had the man and the woman. Was it? Yeah, he was here. She was here. I'm trying to remember. No, this was back here. I'm trying to remember. Goodness. Oh, this was here. And what was below the writer? What was below the writer? See, but before they showed up as a pair like this, this top row is about a visitor. With the writer, it's the news, information, feedback, a visitor, somebody that's coming to visit, a delivery. But it looks like there's been a lot of visitors. With the fish, when it's not talking about money, it's not talking about like the stock market or money or the stock market or trade. It's something that's in abundance, like a school of fish. They swim around in very large groups. Below it, we have the the garden, which is also another card that talks about large groups of people. And then ending the reading here, we have the stars, which is another card that talks about something that is very large and metastasizes, it spreads. So I can't remember what was here. It looks like they've been visiting for a while, and they've been visiting in large numbers, with this and this being central to the reading. And it's like they've discovered another galaxy, another universe. This could more than likely be the galaxy, the Milky Way. This could be an institution that has to do with space. So I don't know if this would be NASA or if this would be like some sort of naval space sort of program. But, oh, the ring was here. The ring, that's what it was. So they've been visiting for a while, and they've been visiting in large numbers. And it's almost like they've discovered a galaxy. And from the previous reading, it's like they've discovered a galaxy that has life. And there's been a permanent or a long-term, long-standing separation from the previous reading where we had the tower and the anchor right below it. And they've discovered life. The male had discovered life in another galaxy. And the woman that was back here in the previous reading, the maternal, motherly protector type. And then the permanent separation or the long-term separation or the long-term loneliness. But yeah, it looks like they've been visiting for a while. They're looking, it looks like they've been coming in secret, but then it gets exposed here. And it looks like they're delivering or visiting. This could be contact with the ring. It could be contact, a contract, some sort of an arrangement, an agreement with this person here and this person here. And it's in large numbers. They come in large numbers. I don't know, because this reading here, when I had done it before I lost the footage, was to ask for them to tell me more about them. So it looks like they've been coming for a while. They've been visiting for a while, and they've been committed to this location particularly because they've discovered life on it. They've discovered life here by ourselves. Like it. So if the stars is being quite literal in the Lenormand in this system, which it can be, in this spread, if it's talking about the stars being our galaxy, our Milky Way, perhaps they discovered life here, very, very far away. They've discovered life on our Milky Way, and they may be exploring that. Perhaps the discovery has also been that we have water. They could be studying water here, studying water, studying what's under the water, studying aquatic life. They could be studying the environment, what's around us, the open areas, the life force that's here. Remember, we got the tree in the previous reading. I'm not sure if they would be studying our institutions with these, but it's like they've discovered a galaxy. And this could also be referring to something that's light years away. We have two of the celestial bodies in the spread, the sun and the stars. So this could be talking about our solar system within the Milky Way, our particular solar system in the Milky Way, where they were able to discover life, and they've been studying perhaps habitat here. They've been studying perhaps our marine life, our oceans, our water. They could have been studying institutions maybe. They could have been studying our technology as well. But these two are a pair. One way, or perhaps they could be studying our mating for us, how we mate here on Earth as humans. because this man here and this woman here, what links them together is the ring, marriage. So maybe they're studying our breeding habits as well. But it looks like they've been coming for a while in large numbers. And it looks like it may be, it's not always the same fleets that come out to visit it. They could perhaps visit and collect knowledge here, gather knowledge, gather intelligence, study us, and then deliver it back to whatever institutions they come from or back to their place. But just like in this spread and in the last spread, there was nothing there that signaled any sort of hostility. But it looks like they're studying. Let me see. I'm going to ask. I'm going to try to link those videos for you guys down below. It was super cool. I thought it was really, really awesome. Let me see. Are the UAPs studying human life on Earth? 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 Are they studying human life on Earth? Are they studying human life from Earth? Let's see. Are they studying human life on Earth? Maybe. It looks like they're investigating. With the fox in the middle, they're investigating something new. They're investigating something small, but more than likely something new, or they're in the early stages of their investigation or what they're looking into. It looks like they may have been coming covertly, you know, which obviously, duh, undercover spying on the little people, us here, small people. Let me see. Let me see here. I'm going to ask again. I'm going to ask, what do they want? What do they want? Please tell me, what do they want? Can you please tell me, what do they want? What are they looking for? What are they looking for? Huh. The reason I'm laughing is because, can you imagine? Okay, so like right in right central to the reading, we have the man and the writer. That's why I was laughing. I was like, if they come over here, like, take me to your leader, and we take them to Trump, they're like, F that, man. You guys are screwed. So what it's looking like, they want to deliver a message, or they're coming here to visit. I'm wondering if there's something here that has ended. There's been a loss or an end here of some sort. I'm wondering if it, or something that's dark, or but that's an end. Because if we read this linearly, it's like the love of a man that's married who has passed and has left a child. So perhaps they're looking at our life cycles, maybe. Loving friendships here, perhaps the human condition, feelings, emotions. Remember, we had gotten the moon earlier, and that's feelings and emotions as well as intuition. So, commitment or an official marriage, a man that delivers something. And pregnancy here. I think they're looking maybe at our breeding habits here on Earth, like how humans marry and have children, how those children grow. Here, pregnancies, marriages. Because if we look at the mirroring here, this is a loving friend, a man that visits, and a pregnancy. This could be a wedding here. This is an institution that shuts down. So perhaps they could be looking at society here as a whole, not only our human breeding habits, but could also be talking about our societies as a whole. The end of life, the new life that comes in, how partnerships begin and develop, eventually ending in marriage, the end of life, and then children. The cycle here with the ring knighting over to the garden. Not only is this a wedding, but with the ring is something that happens in cycles. It loops over and over and over and over again. A ring is circle. See what I'm saying? So perhaps we're looking at the circle of human life and studying that. This tower, this could be talking about official marriages, and this could be talking about the end of institutions, or this could also be talking about the shutting down of barriers, or the end of barriers, or ending barriers. This could be a new world, because the garden is such a large group of people moving out of the world. Perhaps life after death, because here's death and here's a recovery from it, or a transition, the transition that happens after we die, how our children grow up. So it looks like life patterns. They're like studying us. I wonder what they find so interesting. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's the capacity to love. Because it's the love that delivers the child. The capacity to love and trust. Weddings, childbirth. Perhaps they're looking at our government institutions as well as our societies and the losses that it's causing. But they leave and return. They leave and they come back, which I find fascinating. You know what? I'm going to ask it really quick. We're at 24 minutes. I'm going to ask it really quick. See if we can get a read on this. I'm going to ask for descriptors on what they look like. Can you please tell me what they look like? Describe them. Can you please describe them? What they look like. Can you please describe them? What do they look like? Please describe them. What do they look like? see where this goes, and I'll wrap it up after this. Okay, so we're asking for descriptors on appearance. Okay, so there's celestial life here, life on another planet. What do they look like? So they look like they're older, wiser, senior, celestial, from outer space. They're not from here. They're from far away, somewhere in another galaxy. Sorry about that, you guys. So we have on the very first vertical column here the stars, the lilies, the bear. Next column here we have the tree, anchor, moon, and then on this last column here the scythe, the bouquet, and the snake. So this right here is like they're celestial. They're from another different galaxy. They're perhaps older and wiser. And big and powerful. I wonder if they have hair, because the bear is someone that could be hairy. Large person, not necessarily overweight, but large. Perhaps has a lot of hair. Down this column here, could be tall bodies, very tall bodies with the tree, very tall. Stable, secure, grounded. Perhaps their way of being is very like stuck, boring. Not boring, but they have a different way of thinking. They not so much for entertainment, just very like they're more evolved, and they don't perhaps not engage in entertainment or stuff like that, because I'm not seeing the clovers here. But for physical description, tall, very, very, very well built, perhaps like some sort of a rounded bottom, with perhaps some curvature here with the moon. There may be some sort of a permanent scar. Maybe they have something like familiar to what we would call tattoos on the body somewhere. This is usually cosmetic surgery. But why would they have cosmetic surgery? Like, that's so weird. Lanky. This is lanky. So this is telling me they're tall, maybe hairy, lanky, older, perhaps some sort of permanent scar, like what we would consider to be tattoos. They're celestial here, and they could be quite beautiful with the stars knighting to the bouquet. They look to be peaceful down this column here. But for as a descriptor, though, they look like they're lanky. They're lanky. Lanky, older, wiser, tall, permanent scars on them, like tattoos or something. Their identities or how we see them are celestial, but then it's dangerous here. Or there is a mark on them, some sort of a scar that's very prominent and easily identifiable. but they're really, really tall with the tree. Very, very tall. Very big. Large. May have hair. Lanky. With the lilies, since the lilies usually, as a descriptor for someone, it's usually our elders. So it's usually, when we're talking about hair, because the bear is here, it would be somebody that we would describe as having white hair. So maybe they're really tall. I don't know if they would have hair. And if they do, it might be very, very pretty. But it's lighter colored hair, perhaps, maybe white. But they have like some sort of a scar, like tattoo or something here. A scar that's permanent. Interesting. But they're quite beautiful here and here. Lanky. So yeah, we are at 31 minutes. I hope that was fun. It was nice to break it up. It was nice to break it up and not be like, so like, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off here. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Please feel free to leave me any comments, questions, or anything down below. Feel free to engage on your views of UAPs. I guess we're not calling them UFOs anymore. Unidentified aerial phenomena. So feel free to leave me any comments and questions down below. I'm going to link a description or link the video of the UAPs in the description box below. And I will see you guys on my next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.